Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we got Boozer on the channel, guys. We're gonna have another episode of fighting the best of the best in Platinum Arena. And we're gonna have a look at his account. You know the drill if you watched the previous episodes. We're gonna check his account, some of the builds. We're gonna get a bit of an insight from him on how he picks the fights, what sort of teams he kind of like skips, whatever are his kind of like the go-to teams, his offense, his defense, pretty much everything that we need to know about the account. We're going to see his best placement or one of the best placements in Platinum Arena. He does do YouTube content as well, guys, so make sure you head over and check out his channel. We're actually going to watch his arena reset from his own channel, so go head over and drop him a subscribe. The link will be in the description down below. But before we move into all that, what's up, buddy? Nice to have you on the channel. How is it going?
Hey, Skratch. Hey, YouTube. Thanks for having me on the channel, man. Super excited about this. It's a great opportunity. And yeah, it's going good. I'm happy to be here. Congratulations to you and your
Thank
new
you, thank
baby.
you.
So I know you're a busy guy. So let's get right to it, man.
Absolutely. So if you want to kind of like give us an insight on your background, how long ago you started playing and stuff like this.
Sure, man. So I was originally a Hearthstone player, and then I had a sponsored stream, and I hopped over to Raid. Raid was a good game to play when I had my child. It's a AFK game. I've been playing for about 2.5 years. I play two completely free-to-play level 100 endgame account. This one, Boozilla, I actually play as my alt in the beginning. It's 3 months older than my first account, but it's obviously very blessed with the roster, so I use this one for plat reset. When I have been a moderator for the Reddit team for the past couple months, and full disclosure, I do get 500 gems rewarded for my contributions per week, but I want to say that I'm not part of the official Plarium content creator program. I'm very, I just started making content just for kind of fun, and so I don't get any rewards that way. And my achievement, platinum, my first platinum reset was achieved without any external or extra resources acquired. So that's like kind of full disclosure. But I haven't spent any of my own money in the game fully. So I still consider this a totally virgin
account. Yeah. That's what I meant. Like,
so
it's kind of like you're using more promo codes than the other one. So if I'm free to play, and
exactly,
there are certain boundaries to it, but as long as you're not spending money, you're not like getting thousands of gems for the last 5 years or stuff like that to give you that massive boost. Like, yeah, if there are a few months, 3-4 months, even 6 months, it's not game changing to get that amount of gems extra,
Yeah, like I said, totally free to play accounts, and my channel basically just goes through what I do, and I like to show what's I guess capable from both accounts, and that this game can be done at a high level, just free to play. So that's kind of my thing. I'm really enjoying Platinum Arena right now. It's a different experience. It's very exciting. So I recently started doing Platinum Arena only in 2023. This last week was my 10th reset finish, so I did miss a couple weeks due to various reasons like poor play, bad connection, distraction, like that. The time for reset isn't super good for me, so it's pretty late in the evening, so that makes it a little bit more difficult for me, but it's totally doable. I'm kind of limited in some options, so I would love to get like advice on how to approach certain things. Of course, I'll be happy to share my own advice on how I approach things, but happy to take any criticism, and always looking to improve. So.
Awesome stuff. So you heard it, guys. Free to play Platinum Arena is doable. We're gonna check some of his arena content today. We're gonna check some of the builds. We're gonna have a look at his account. And yes, free to play, it does mean not to spend money in the game. He is playing the game for over 2.5 years. So yes, if you get lucky, you're getting the right champions is making quite a bit of a difference. And just being able to play the game properly for 2+ years, having a bit of experience with how to approach these sort of games, how to play them, how to be efficient with your resources, is going to take you a very far far away basically. So first, I want to check your Great Hall. We have a max Great Hall as well, which is nice. It does take roughly around 2 years to do it as free to play without actually having to go and purchase gems and tons of refills. So that's great to see. You've been spot on with it. You're not actually wasting any time whatsoever. Awesome stuff. You've seen that as well, guys. Max Great Hall. And in terms of champions, he does have pretty nice champions. You see, we don't have any sort of empowerment. We do have some awakening, but that's just by grinding the Iron Twins, grinding the Hydra mainly, because that's the best.
Every day.
That's the best
Every
source.
day.
Yeah, I'm doing it every day as well. I gotta say, I'm doing it every day, but I'm buying the extra 6 keys as well. Even though you're barely getting any value of it, I'm always kind of like, I'm dreaming for popping one of those stones to get that 6-star legendary. One day it's gonna happen.
My stone strategy is basically I just save up my resources to buy the souls, because I don't really feel like the gambling part of it will net me anything too significant. So I recently just bought the 4-star Rotos, and I have enough to 6-star him if they ever show up. So I have those resources ready. So he's my first champion that I'll look to fully awaken.
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice, actually. And yeah, we have an Accurate, we have a Sifi, we have a Warlord, we have a Kaimar, we have a Duchess, Rotos, we have a Harima, we have a UDK, we have Uko, Candrophone. All these are pretty strong champions for Arena. Of course, we do not have the couple, we do not have Georgie, we do not have Baron, we do not have Yumeko. Still a lot of meta champions missing from here, but we do have a very strong foundation for the champions. So what are the most used champions that you have right here, for example, for Arena?
So I try to invest obviously my awakenings and my ascended like Sand Devil resources and gear on my arena champions, just because PvE content can be done without any of that ascended stuff or any empowerments. Obviously I don't have any empowerments, but my most used champion is probably still Arbiter. I use Arbiter for my speed arena farm team, and I use her kind of for my main arena offense team as well. My main damage dealer, Rotos, Ethos is my main AoE damage dealer, and Harima is she's more of a defense option for me for damage deal, but my main offense dealer is Rotos and Ethos.
Nice, and I see they actually have some pretty nice builds. Ethos has some nice builds. Yes, he's 2-star awakened there, but he has a pretty nice attack actually. It's actually very nice to see these free-to-play builds, man. Like I like it. I always knew that it's possible. It's a lot about the RNG and getting the right gear, making sure that you're kind of like trying to maximize everything that you're getting in the game and not wasting it on a useless stuff basically. A lot of times people tend to do every single fusion in the game instead of being like, stop, this champion is average, it's not gonna benefit my account. Yes, maybe in 5 years it's gonna be something better, but I'm playing the game now. I'm thinking at a actual moment, not 5 years from now. So I want to maximize the stuff that I can get now, and I'm gonna go and farm a bit of gear to be able to get it done. And like right here, Little, that comes from the Doom Tower. Not skipping a day in the Doom Tower is massive. Not skipping Faction Wars is massive, ensuring that you're grinding it every day. That's what allows us to build these champions. And right now, the best gear that most of the people have on their accounts is either from the Forge, from the Faction Wars, either from the Doom Tower. And that gear is free 100%. For everybody. You cannot purchase that gear. You cannot purchase materials to get more of it. Everybody has the same amount on it. So it's actually great to see that. If you want to continue with the next champion, sorry, I kind of like interrupted you on there because I like seeing these sort of things as free to play as well, 100%.
Yeah, like you said, like I don't skip anything. I'm very diligent with my account. Like I don't let energy cap. Like even like I have a great max gray haul. I still grind live arena, normal arena, just for the materials to make sure I'm capped on Magisteel. Like I empty all my resources for like CVC. Like I've hit like 1 million CVC points before. I save like the big hard to get resources like ores, like Lego books. Like I try my best to save those, just because they're harder to get, especially for
Yeah,
free to play.
100%.
Well, I mean anyone, but yeah. I save my shards. I save my shards for high value events. Lately, I've been like more shard happy to pull shards, just because I know like my account is not going to benefit from an average champion. So I'm more into like 10x or for specific champions, or just looking to capitalize to get some more books or just more value that way. And also, Plarium has been kind of stingy on like guaranteed shard events and good shard events in general. So I've definitely like, I'm a hoarder, but I'm not going to say that I hoard things for no reason. That's kind of like my approach. So I feel like my account, like if I have energy, I'm very diligent on where I want to spend it, and I'm very deliberate. So if I need gear, I haven't been spending a lot of energy on gear, just because, like you said, craftable gears is kind of the way to go.
100%, yeah.
So I'm spending energy right now in Sand Devils.
Yeah.
So,
that gives you a pretty good
yeah.
boost as well if you manage to hit the right stats on it, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm putting in some energy in Sand Devil, trying to hit the right ascensions, but I know it's gonna be a long grind, so that's kind of the way it goes for me right now. I guess coming from building accounts from fresh free to play, it really gives you a certain perspective on how to handle certain parts of the game. So obviously some people can't relate to doing Sand Devils instead of actual dungeons, but I can still remember when I was still grinding free to play with like Drexar as my DPS for like Doom Tower and trying to CC Cfees and Rotos. Like I can still relate, so I still remember those times. So I'm not too far removed.
And in terms of your other account, you said you're running 2 free to play end game accounts, right?
Yeah.
How different they are? Like this one, it seems to have to be blessed, right? Like you managed to pull some nice champions on here.
Blessed.
What about the other one? Like is there a massive difference in between them?
Oh, it's massive. So recently, we had the 4-year recap. So I actually created a spreadsheet where I compared both my accounts alongside a bunch of content creators that showed their recap videos. So it really showed the difference, because my original account is actually 3 months older than this account. But this account has pulled an extra 20 legendaries, roughly. It has acquired an extra 20 legendaries just from, I guess, shard luck. And not only that, it has acquired like significant like meta champions like Warlord, Cfee, Necrit. Like these are very significant champions for any account. two Duchess on this account. So my other account doesn't have any of that. So it has a cardio. It has Valkyrie. Valkyrie was a game changer when I pulled her. But it is not on the same level. Like my best nuker on that account is Foley. So I'm pretty far away. And even on this account, I don't have like the meta nuker. I'm using Ethos and Rotos. Thank goodness my other account has Rotos, because otherwise without Rotos, I don't think I can do like Gold 3 tag team. So I'm in Gold 3 tag team on my other account, and I'm in Gold 4 tag team on this account. So I grind both accounts. Yeah, I grind both accounts like as efficiently and diligently as like any person would do their main. And yeah, it's lately the time sync with live arenas, it has been more difficult just because condensed time, and then you need focus time to focus on one account, so it's a little bit harder to keep up. So I kind of and tag team has been a little bit harder to grind as well. So I've been like kind of laying off the second account a little bit and then focusing more on this account.
I was definitely gonna say like is definitely a thing that you should do. Like don't focus too much on both of them. Just I would do arena and just in one of them, for example, and don't worry so much on the other one. But
Yeah, I know. Habits, man. It's
Of
hard.
course, and
It's hard to
if
just
you're
like,
grinding everything, you're gonna be able to kind of like make the most. You see, I'm a filthy pay to win whale. I don't even bother to buy the legendary skill tomes from Tech Team Arena. You know why? Because I don't have the time to grind Arena so much. So I'm doing the five freaking fights a day and get out of there.
yeah,
But that's
yeah,
actually awesome, awesome stuff. We talked
yeah.
about the account. We've seen some of the champions. We're gonna
Sorry.
check some more builds in a second. What I do wanna have a look at is at your reset. So this is his channel right here, guys. Free to play and game platinum arena reset commentary. We finally got it. I know we talked to make this video now for quite a few weeks. You had a few failures before when you weren't able to hit platinum arena because yeah, it's not something that is easy job all the time. This is your defense, right? So you're using Harima, Nakrit, Duchess, and Ultimate Death Knight, right? You want to kind of like explain us a bit why you
Yep.
chose this defense?
Sure. Sure. So my Harima is a full DPS. She's my nuker in this account on this team, and then so my Necrit's in full bolster gear. This is my defense Duchess. She's slow, super high HP. I think she has like 140k HP, and 6-piece stone skin, and then UDK is just high HP 6-piece stone skin. It's a consistent defense, I feel, especially for lower platinum. I don't really, see too much of like top 100. Um, I do that deliberately. So when I start my videos, usually I'm just sitting outside of platinum.
Okay, so you're waiting before you're jumping. So like what, 15, 20
Yeah.
minutes before you start cracking on it?
Um, Yeah, so generally my strategy is I stay out of platinum or at least low platinum stay in low platinum until maybe like 10-15 minutes because my fights are generally fast because I use my Arbiter speed team, Arbiter lockout, and then start nuking you. Um, if I start, I've tried different strategies where I would go into platinum and then try to hold higher positions. I would start a little bit earlier and then use maybe like a more consistent, slower offense team with my Rotos. But those fights take much longer and can be maybe inconsistent. Maybe that's just my matchup choices, I think. But I kind of know this team very well. My Arbiter will, um, obviously go first, lock out, and then I'll just start bombing them with my ethos. Um, yeah, like no defense down ethos, like no empowerment. I think he does pretty okay, but obviously he's not gonna be like, if I had a Georgian and he get replaced right away. If he had a Baron, he get replaced right away.
Yeah, but the
Right?
main thing is that you can use them. So it's always dependable of what champs you have available. Because whenever we're making tier lists or we're talking about champions, like yeah, if you have access to all of them, of course Itos is not going to be the choice for you, and you're going to be like, yeah, it's kind of like a rubbish champion compared to the other 10 OP that I have. But when you don't have the other 10 OP champions, Itos is the goat for you, So definitely gotta use
Yeah,
what
he's the
you've
goat.
got available on the account. So when we are talking about the fights, right, and you're picking your opponents and stuff like this, are you staying away from teams that have a lot of empowered champions, High Awakening, or
Yeah.
kind of like what's your strategy when you are picking your fights and stuff like this?
I mean, like you said, 100%. Like I don't even look at the second half of the page. Like to be honest, like when I look at the second half of the page, like I have almost no chance against some of these teams, and I don't want to spend like 3, 4, 5 minutes fighting a guy. So I usually look in the bottom half of the first half of the teams, and then obviously I stay away from the Ukrainian couple. I think I have some tools to deal with them. Like I have a Turvold that's not leveled up. I have a Rhonda that has like kind of okay-ish gear. I have Lydia obviously, and I have a Shamail that I was in the process of building, but I never really finished. So I definitely stay away from the Ukrainian couple. I also would probably stay away from actually even just one of them I would stay away from. So generally I would target maybe like more two teams. I would target Roto's teams because Ethos has a multi-hit on his A2, and it's actually quite good at killing Rotos. So I don't, and unless it's like a +4 Rotos with like, he's heavily protected, like he can probably still die. So I don't mind doing that. And yeah, and I'll take my chances with like maybe like off speed teams where I feel like my arbiter can outspeed whatever they're running. Like if they're running like, you know, a low, like a Duchess warlord, or for example, like I'll take my chance that my warlord with my arbiter will be faster, which it should be. So I'll do it like some things like that. So I'll definitely I'll cherry pick a lot of fights, and you'll see me refresh a lot, and you'll see me not look at the second half
Of the
of
page.
the
Yeah, yeah.
pages.
It makes
Yeah,
sense though.
yeah,
If the fights are too
yeah,
too hard, you don't want to waste too much time on it.
yeah,
And you've said you're usually
yeah.
attacking
Like
teams with
yeah.
Mortu. Are you scared of Mortu Macab at all or not really?
Oh yeah, for sure. So in this team, I use Rhodos Ethos versus Mortu. So and often I would use Ethos for his A1 gouge. It actually hits pretty hard, and then when I feel like, you know, obviously the defense is on the way down, I'll drop the AOE nukes to finish it off. But obviously the main star of that team would be Rhodos to deal with Mortu. Um, yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So, and usually they pair Mortu with UDK. So Ethos helps in that way where he has the two AoEs.
100%. Very good example on that with Itos. Let's see if we can find a fight closer towards the end. So let's see what else we have in here. You are doing a bit of refreshing as well, which is important to do it. You know, definitely makes the difference to pick your right the right fights, the right opponents. If no, it's gonna end up in taking you a lot of time to complete the fight. You're scared. Are you attacking teams with Warlord, with Yumeko, or you're trying to dodge that as well, just because of the speed gap and things?
Yeah, it's those type of teams like I definitely avoid if you know, if they're running like pure speed team like Sifi Arbiter or anything like that. I'll avoid. I don't really like to take a speed race against most like solid platinum players because obviously I'm not going to win those. So you know, I take my chances against even like there's some champions like Uko which are like super annoying. Like he's such a good champion for like a fusion. It's just insane. So even then I kind of avoid. But you see, like I don't take too many fights. I've been trying to slow down a little bit, be more cautious about my picks. Because like I said in the past, I failed before, especially near like the cutoff, where I would rush fights and I would pick the wrong battle and then I would lose with a minute left and then I have no chance to recover.
Yeah, that's
so this
annoying.
fight. Yeah.
So you're going against Cupid's Venus here. You want to walk us a bit through your process of dealing with this team?
Yeah, so obviously you take the single target, nuker, Rhodos, and then we'll just slowly chip away at their team, and obviously wait out their stone skin. So that's kind of like my thinking here. Necrit bolster, big bolster set should protect my team. I think I skipped out on Ronda here, and I picked more EHP, so more damage reduction. So I take my Python. He's average speed, 6p stone skin, high HP. So he's just going to keep my team alive. And then I know I have like 3 minutes left in my reset. So I'm just going to make sure that I actually get this win. So it's kind of like a slow fight here, but I feel it's very safe for me.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And I think this fight was like plus 10. This fight was plus 10. So I was like pretty happy. I think at this point I was like mid platinum for this week already. So as long as I don't totally this fight, mess up this fight.
Yeah, that's good because you don't wanna lose anything towards the end. You know, it's very, very important to make sure you're not doing it. So 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cupidus and Venus, they can be pretty annoying at time as well. Like check that out. He actually just dropped tons and tons of damage on your team there. But if you manage to recover, that's great. You know, it is pretty hard to deal with them sometimes.
Yeah, and I mean, like I refreshed like maybe 3 or 4 times before even this fight. It's just I've noticed every week. That's the thing. I've noticed every week that there's been more and more. You know, ever since they were introduced, the Ukrainian couple, like I knew that every week after it would be harder and harder to make reset because I would need to come up with a good strategy to deal with them, and I haven't really either built something or had practice with. dealing with them. So
yeah, you can definitely sort out a nice team like
um,
a Turvold, you have Necret, you have a Warlord to help you out, you have Lydia, you know, and even this team, for example, Cupidus Venus, I would probably use Warlord instead of Pythian with the rest of the champions, you know, because you will
okay.
lock them. Venus cannot strip your buffs, Duchess cannot buff, Necret cannot ally attack, so you're gonna clear this team much faster, you know.
Oh, okay.
But still, is you're getting the win in. That's kind of like what matters, you know, especially when it's towards the end of the fighting here.
Yeah, my fights are not very fast, even with like some of these like better matchups, like minute and a half. This one was 2
And
minutes.
you have 56 seconds
check
there.
out my
Actually, I've just seen it. You moved the camera, so 56
Yeah.
seconds. You're probably just going through the defense and the rest
Yeah.
of the things now.
Just gonna chill here. Yeah, I'm about 2 wins, 2 losses on the defense. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
He's very good
to be
actually.
honest.
50-50 is kind of like what most people dream of, you know.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, I just show my placement. I was about like 280th at this point. So I was just like, okay, I'm just hands off the wheel at this point, and then I know I'm gonna make it unless I get like rocked like 3 or 4 times in the last like 30 seconds. But yeah, so I'm just kind of hands off the wheel, just letting things happen, and then there's my chest.
288 free to play Platinum Arena, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually very impressive. You managed to get an avatar too, so that's nice.
Yes.
A lot of people are grinding for those
that's
avatars, man, for ages, you know, like there are people doing 20, 30,
Yeah.
40 placements and still they don't have the avatar.
Yeah. This was my 10th placement, and I finally got the avatar. So I don't know what the drop rate is.
It's pretty
on it.
low, I
Like,
can't
it must be
remember, but
like-
it's around 10%
Is
or
it?
something
Okay.
like that, yeah.
Okay, so I was like so happy to get the avatar. My best placement actually is 175.
Oh wow, nice.
So that's my best placement. Yeah, my best placement 175.
That's
yeah.
definitely impressive stuff. So guys, you've seen it right here. He has some pretty nice builds on the account. Definitely a blessed account, and being able to place in Platinum Arena is nice. I know a lot of you guys always said Skratch, find some free-to-play players that do Platinum Arena. I do know a few other people that do it, which probably we're gonna have as guests on the channel in the near future. We're gonna go over their strategies and other things like this. But it was a pleasure to have you on the channel. Guys, make sure you head over and check out his channel, drop him a subscribe. And if you kind of like want to fill us in what's happening on your channel, kind of like what are you up to with the game and stuff, the content, just so people kind of like know what to expect.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so basically like I'm an end-game free-to-play player. I basically make my content around like my own perspective and how I deal with things like events or dungeons or certain content. Like I do a lot of Hydra stuff. I kind of have a like I still have that free-to-play perspective on how to manage certain things, manage your resources, and obviously I show at what you can do as an end game free-to-play player. I have 2 accounts. One account's more blessed than the other account, so I can show different levels of content. So I can show obviously like platinum reset with this account, while my other account I can show like different team comps and all that stuff. Obviously my gear is progressed for a free-to-play player. It's not going to be like top 100 plat worthy builds or gear. I don't have empowered champions or anything like that, but for a free-to-play player, I show what is achievable. Right now, obviously I do like some sharp pull videos because those are fun. I'm part of a big cluster, so I have a lot of content there as well. I'm a Reddit moderator, so I do have access to like some access to like different resources that I can use for different types of content. So, and right now I'm just kind of doing it for fun. I'm super happy that Skratch was allowed me to come on the channel and hang out and show off my account a little bit. Like I hope you guys can see that it's of course, doable. It takes a lot of work, obviously. Like I said, I do everything every day. I'm super diligent with clearing out and being resource efficient and being optimal, and you know, just all that stuff that people say to try to get you to play the game more. But obviously, this game's a huge time sink, and people play their own way. But so I just like to show that, you know, what's possible as a free to play player, and yeah, so really happy to be here, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Awesome stuff, buddy. Glad.
Yeah, can't wait to see the video.
Glad to have you on the channel. And guys, don't forget, if you enjoyed the content, smash that like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.